to learn. The weather, the weather, the weather. Our girl is sensitive to the weather. It's cloudy today, it's overcast, and it's windy, which it hasn't been all along. It's been very hot and sunny. So she's been out of sorts. She woke up so out of sorts. It was terrible for all of us. You feel sorry for her. And you know, they say when you can tell that they're unhappy, give them what will calm them, figure out what will regulate them. It doesn't really work for her. It really doesn't. And so she was very upset and rumbling, just grumbling and angry. At the same time, my daughter's eye needed an eye drop or eye drops. I needed to help her. My 10-year-old, Amarissa. So I had to deal with her. And you know how it is as parents. We don't like it when anything is wrong, even though it's just typical, but it's not nice, even if it's something normal. So there I am trying to put a drop in her eye. She keeps closing her eye before I'm ready to put it in. And at the same time, the same hand that I'm using, her 5-year-old sister is pulling and pulling at that same hand. And on the other side, I've got the twin. Mommy, help me. I don't know what help she wanted. She couldn't tell me. It's just this chaos that builds. And it starts so early in the morning and it ends so late in the night. Really, we parents who don't have any escape, we really need to stick together. You guys need to write a book, please, because I can't find any book that mirrors my life, my reality. Every single book I do find, or I have found, it's parents who live this life, but not as much as I do, because they send their children to school or to learning centers, whatever they call them overseas. Many of us here don't have that opportunity. A friend of mine was a homeschooler, and I've mentioned this before, dedicated homeschooler, but homeschooling mom. But when her child could access, she was in America, she is in America, they said her child could have all this free therapy if he attended a therapeutic school. So though it broke her heart, she had to send him to school. We don't have that option for free. Then everything else would be free. We don't have that option. So though we struggle, we don't struggle the same. We don't live it like, for as long as they live it. They breathe until the child comes home. Then it's, oh no. For us, it's, oh no, the whole day. And when they don't sleep, it's the whole night as well, late into the night, and then you wake up too early. So yeah, this is for us. I don't think anyone can get it unless they live it. How draining it is. Well, actually, I do know some people get it, because I got a message from someone about something important that we had been discussing, and she was so apologetic. I'm hoping it's okay. I know you've got so much on your plate. So some people do get it, and I appreciate that. So, okay, I won't lie. Some people kind of do understand it. But yeah, anyway, so here we are. I went into an ADHD group because I thought maybe there's something wrong. There's something extra with my very destructive child. It's nothing light to have things damaged all the time, broken, torn, because you have to replace them. And we pay for services as it is. We're paying for all our medication. We're paying for our medical aid. It's a lot. So it's a financial strain with everything that is destroyed. It's a mental strain, and it's just a worry. So I went to an ADHD group, and the sense of relief, finding many other parents in the same shoes. There is something healing about interacting with people who are going through the same torture. Sorry to call it torture, but it is the same problems. Holes in walls, holes in doors, broken doors, hinges off wardrobes just like me. destroyed clothing, just like me or what I experienced. And so when I was discussing it with the children themselves, and I said to them, you guys, especially my daughter Amrasa, because like with her, many of them, the children do it when they're angry. That's when they break things, destroy things. And I was telling her, wow, you're not the only one. I was so distraught that I went online and I found a group on Facebook, and Emmy, they're just like you. When they're angry, they do things that they shouldn't do. And then she says, yes, like the paint in Mickey's bedroom. We both did that. So, I'd actually noticed the paint, but it was more along the lines of, oh no, this is so embarrassing. I'm going to show a picture of them or a video of them online, but the wall looks like we are, what's the word? Neglectful, or we don't have a sense of pride in our surroundings because the paint had been taken off, chipped off. And so she explained that she and her brother had taken knives. Now I've put the knives up high, but she climbs wardrobes, she climbs shelves. She's like a monkey. That's how she is. So she climbs, they got knives down, and when they were angry, they stabbed the wall and they broke off the paint. It just felt different. Don't ask me why I thought it, because the paint on our walls is quite stuck. But in my head, I just thought they had picked the paint off through boredom. I didn't know they'd actually taken knives and scraped the wall until the paint was off the wall. But too much to think about. And that is the thing. We have a lot to think about, especially when we have multiple children with multiple problems, which many of the parents have. So that's where I'm going. I'm going to the relief of knowing that I'm not dealing with this alone. And I'm going through the happy times. I'm relieved that I'm not worrying about the children's safety while I'm busy with something else. I can record. I know I may be interrupted. That won't change. And my very unhappy girl, like this morning, as I was saying, so she's yanking at my arm. She's already made me open the fridge. She's looked, and she's been doing this since yesterday. There's actually nothing she wants from the fridge, but she will keep opening, and then 2 seconds later pull me again to open. It's like she thinks that something magically will just appear that she wants. And she was doing that with the cupboard as well, pushing my arm up. She even pinched me. It was so sore. Pinching, not on purpose, but like angry that open this cupboard. And I'm telling her, but I've opened it already. There's nothing you want. But I opened it again for the 4th time in 5 minutes or less. And again, she looked in the cupboard. Nah, I would bring things down. She doesn't want any of them. Again, it's like she thinks something will miraculously appear that she does want. And then because she's discombobulated, I brought down some fruit jars and she just swept them off she tried to sweep them off the counter, but her brother was there and caught them. The last thing we need is more shattered glass because of someone's anger. This has been a week and it's not over, and it's going to continue. But that's not the happy part, is it? The happy part is as I said, so I'm relieved that I've got someone to take some of this off me. Someone who I know is watching the children so they are safe while I'm working, while I'm doing videos for them like this. And while I'm reading Bible stories, preparing Bible stories, recording Bible stories. And also at the same time, I am acknowledging that I am super mom. We are all super moms. Homeschooling on its own is a lot. Like as in real, okay, not real, but my kind of homeschooling, where you're not just putting them in front of a computer and someone else is doing the thinking for them, teaching them, choosing things for them. It's online school. It's a lot on the brain, and special needs adds to it. Sickness adds to it. So to know that, okay, while I'm doing this, they are safe. They're not about to do anything that will harm them. We've got someone who's hopefully going to stay for a long time, 26-year-old, very energetic, very loving. It's a blessing. And so interruptions. Family of seven children, six children, one extra husband. So we are blessed. And now I've forgotten what I was going to say. Oh yes, my son was saying, Mom, I'm so happy that I don't go to school, my 9-year-old, because I would be bullied. Parents, I alluded to this last time. What are you doing when your children are being bullied at school? Will you be sent to jail? This is what I really want to understand. When your child is being bullied, will you be sent to jail if you remove them from the school where they are being bullied? I mean this seriously. I'm not being facetious, because I don't understand why so many parents leave their children until a year and a half later they try and commit suicide. This is a real case. I don't understand how you leave your children knowing they're being bullied for 2 years, the teachers aren't doing anything, and they do successfully commit suicide after 2 years of bullying. How does that happen that we're not protecting our children? What kind of consequence would there be if you actually just said, I'm taking my child out and keeping them safe? I'm trying to understand why we don't keep our children safe. So you were saying he's happy that he's safe, he's taught at home. And I agree with that. There are too many cases of children in creche, children who can speak, and those who can't, who are being abused in schools, daycare centers, by teachers, which shocked him. I told him, yeah, it's not only the pupils, it's the teachers. Too many things that are making the news these days of teachers abusing their children, abusing the children in their classroom, hurting them, harming them. There are cameras. There are CCTV cameras, but no one seems to watch them daily and check what's happening with the children, not even the parents. So when these parents were looking for, they said, can you please check on your cameras so we can find our child's missing shoe? And that's when the teacher was seen abusing their child and 2 others, minimum, that I can remember, and like picking them up roughly and smashing them down and putting them face down, smothering them onto mattresses, like parents. And this is the bittersweet part. I'm thankful we can homeschool them, but it's a lot of mental strain. But at the same time, sending them away, it defeats the whole point of why I originally wanted to homeschool, which was because of the rape that happened at a school. An 8-year-old raped by 13-year-old boys, all going to the same school. And that was the reason, as you know, that I said when I was 18, I was in high school matric, I am going to homeschool any future children I have, so that if anyone wants to lay a hand on my child, they have to get through me first. It's just such a conundrum. I need the rest. I need the break. I can't do this. But at the same time, I can't send them away, especially not my one who can't talk, because then I'll not know what is being done to her. What a life we live. So I'm grateful that those who can communicate joy, happiness at being at home. And I'm grateful that they realize what it can be like out there. Some commenters underneath that article asked, but didn't the child tell the parents? Many children don't think to tell the parents. That is the sadness, or the sad part about this. So I commented and said, I didn't tell my parents when things happened to me. When my shoulder got dislocated when I was 3, I didn't come home and say, Farouk threw me down the stairs, because they were going up the stage. I didn't even think to, and yet I was also 3 like these children. It's only when my parents realized I wasn't sleeping and I was crying, when they lay me down and we went to hospital and they did all the x-rays, that's when they said, what happened? And then I said, Farouk pushed me. So I hadn't gone home and said, Farouk pushed me. Same with the racism. I never told my parents that my teachers make me feel or say that I am different and not good enough. I never told them, and I was not 3 or 4. So parents, that's the sad thing. Your children might be suffering and they're just not thinking to tell you. Ask your children, and I think I've said that before. Ask them how the day was. Ask them, did anybody say anything mean? Yeah. So I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to homeschool. I'm grateful that there's someone to keep them safe. I'm grateful that I can split the duties. So I do one and the other is done by the other. And I'm grateful that we are multiple children, multiple needs. It's only when you have help with something that you realize how much you're doing, because it doesn't take away your duties. I can't just sit back now and relax. I'm still mom. I'm still planning the school. I'm still doing this. I'm still doing that. Like when you've got a domestic, a house helper, cleaner, you're still the one wiping these bowls. You're still the one making that breakfast. You're still the one throwing out, finding bowls that were left on the floor. You're still working. But it's better. It's better than not having help. So this is the first part of our school video of the week roundup. I'm thankful that my son is thankful that he's homeschooled. And yeah, the rest I've already told you what I'm thankful for. Yeah, that's it for now. I'm also thankful that my son is so happy about his Eduvos journey. They've been doing Zoom meetings, Teams meetings, to prepare for orientation week next week, which his orientation day for his faculty is on Wednesday. We shall see how that goes, but I'm so happy to see him excited, looking forward to this new journey, asking questions in the Teams groups about student cards. Still sometimes I have to pinch myself. This is us. This is us. We've done it. So yeah. That's my update for now. This is Wednesday. I hope I've got more to say to you by Thursday, Friday. See you soon. All right. Elioram Nilisiwe Nkomo, our daughter, darling daughter. As you know, you are leaving after being homeschooled all your life. How do you think your teacher has fared as your teacher? Give your honest thoughts. You will not be punished.
The teacher?
Yes. Do you think she fulfilled her role?
Yes.
Okay. Do you think she fulfilled the role God had for her?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can come along too, sir.
No, it's just finally being finalized.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. What about the soccer?
Yeah, because I needed to guess the like approval, and now that I have the proof of payments, the HVOS people have now said that my enrollment has been finalized, and they shared a few screenshots of their confirming my studies and stuff.
Okay, so tell us about soccer. Did you have to get it notarized, your certificates, on that note?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so unlike Yusuf, you didn't have to get your stuff notarized, correct?
Yeah.
I hope someone can hear me. But,
Yeah.
let's hope they will be able to catch my voice, hey, because you've got the speaker. All right, because as a Christian homeschooling family, is there any way that your teacher failed you?
No, I don't think so. No, there isn't any. Yeah.
I don't think so.
And is there anything she could have improved, done better?
Who are you asking?
Any of you?
No, I wouldn't think so. No.
No, I'm trying to think honestly, but no, I can't think of anything. It's worked out well.
And bearing in mind what you've read from your Bible, Spirit of Prophecy and everything, has she been a good Christian teacher?
Yes.
Do you believe you have everything you need knowledge-wise?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Do you believe that you've been trained on the way you should go?
Yes, definitely.
So if you depart from it, whose fault will it be?
Mine's my fault.
And what bad do I want you to depart?
No.
And if you become a prodigal son or daughter,
If
if you do anything wrong, will you come and tell us immediately?
yes, I think so. Well, I hope I will. Because I at this current stage, yeah, I think I will. I know I will actually.
And you, Eliora?
I don't know. Maybe I'd think it through for a while
Mm-hmm.
and then say something about it.
Okay. If, God forbid, you fall pregnant. I specifically mentioned pregnancy because I know of two teenagers, two girls who have fallen pregnant despite their parents warning them over and over and over again. One from a worldly standpoint, if you ever feel tempted, go and get birth control. And one from a Christian Adventist standpoint, don't fornicate. But they both have babies. So that's why I mentioned that specifically.
That's
When
what
you make
that's.
someone pregnant, what would you say or do?
I'd talk to God first and then pluck up the courage to tell a human. It should be you.
Okay,
And
you?
take responsibility and not flee.
Yes, of course. I know.
Say that again. You take responsibility
Responsibility and not flee.
Yeah.
So you would try and support that baby.
Yes.
Okay.
Thankfully, that's not going to happen.
And you, Eleonora?
It wouldn't happen
It wouldn't happen.
at all.
Okay. But if it did, would you come
How?
and tell me?
Yes. I don't know who else to tell. Okay.
So you guys are not scared of me? Is that
No
No.
way, no way.
Okay. Thank you very much for sharing. You are leaving.
That's crazy.
Okay, so we will say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, it's the end of my homeschooling journey with my teens. I don't remember if I said, but I'm grateful that the law hasn't been on our case when I began homeschooling and as we continued, especially when we reached formal school age, according to the government and according to the world. There is something called delayed education. Look it up. It's very good for your children to begin later. They will grasp the information faster. So they won't take as long as they would at a younger age. But anyway, because we wanted to not be in trouble with the law, we just kind of followed the age that the law says you should start educating the children. Anyway, all along, it was just fear of this new education bill where they basically, well, the government said, we own the children, we are responsible for them, so we decide what they should learn, how they should learn, etc., etc., etc. And my fear was, if they come knocking and saying, you need to follow us and our curriculum, what am I going to do? Because our curriculum always began and has continued to begin Christian. And we therefore don't teach in what they call life orientation. Well, we don't have life orientation, we have social studies, and we don't teach the kinds of things that the government wants to teach. There's the comprehensive sexual education curriculum where they teach too much of what is sinful, and we're not doing that. And what they kept emphasizing is the subjects you do for your homeschooling must match the subjects the curriculum, South African curriculum has. And I thought, there's no way we will go like for like. We won't be the same. What will we do when we have to go to court? How long do we have to decide if they catch us or when they catch us? And what then? Would I try and run away to a different country? But where would I get the money? And also, would I then take them to a school? Which school would this be? How much would it cost? What would they learn at the school from the students and from the teachers? There was I know this one I did share, a pair of students who went to one of our South African Adventist high schools where the teachers are smokers. The teachers were all made up with makeup and jewelry, and it's they fully understood that is not true historical true Adventism, and they hated it. So there were the drugs by the students and the teachers who were smokers, and they're saying, but why should we be here? We might as well be at a secular school. And I said this to you, there are some secular schools that are more Christian than our Adventist schools. And that was my fear. Where would I send them to study? Will they be old enough to withstand the peer pressure and just the pressure? Also, things like competition. Like Jehovah's Witnesses, we do not believe it's godly to compete, to win, to try and beat someone at something. So how will they do the whole sports thing in that school? I don't want them to go to school. I don't want them to do gym and wear whatever they're wearing for gym class, which is immodest. For people like me, it has been a long, many years of fear. But we're done. I managed to finish without it ever happening. Now it is law. But at least I managed to finish off the first two without any interference, without having to go against my principles. And for that, I am thankful. As for us, it still hits me all the time. It's still like new and fresh when we do the curriculum for the younger kids and we mention God. My high school curriculum, we never mentioned God. We sang it. We sang hymns in assembly, which was, I think, Mondays and Thursdays. And those hymns meant a lot to me. I meant every single word I sang. My heart would thrill. My heart would beg, help me, Lord. I loved God. But we only talked about him we didn't actually talk about him. We sang, and then it was always just normal school announcements. So yeah, for me to still open up a book on maths and have something talking about God, it's still fresh and I appreciate it so much. I'm thankful for every Christian curriculum provider, especially the good and the beautiful and Christian Light. They make it easy to incorporate God in every subject because they have incorporated God in every subject. I'm thankful for that. It's hard going. Special needs is difficult. It is a pain that you carry around with you. It is a pain that makes itself known and felt at any time. And for example, we have this young man who's helping me teach the children, or who's keeping some busy while I teach another, because I still want to be the main teacher, or who does the vision therapy exercises. And there was a problem with how he supervised my 9-year-old and his schoolwork. So I found a time when he wasn't busy with the children, and I went to go talk to him. But then my non-talking angel came, and she was pulling at me, and she was angry, and she wanted she couldn't tell me what she wanted, but she wanted my attention. She needed to interrupt me, and I kept telling her, wait, just wait, then I will sort you out. I just need to do this is important. But she just wouldn't get it. So she screamed and was pulling me, and then her twin came along, because her twin also has started joining in. If mom is being pressured and put under stress by my twin, I'm also going to come and also put stress upon her. So she was calling me, mommy, 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 look at this. It was just too much. I just wanted to finish one 5-minute discussion, just 5 minutes of a very busy day. So yeah, I couldn't finish. She wanted me to close the garage door, and all she can do is gesture. She points out there, and you have no clue what is she pointing at. So you have to guess that, okay, she wants me to bring down the garage door. It's so, I don't know, people. I don't know. I don't know if the physical pain makes it feel worse, or it really is just bad anyway. It is bad. And I sit here, and there's a pain in my back, and I just want to give up. Okay, this is my update. I want to give up physically. Hezekiah, and I've said this too many times, so I'm sorry. When Hezekiah was told, get your things ready, you're going to die, that's what I would do. I would find the best schools, because my husband will get insurance for when I die. So then we'll be able to afford, or they'll be able to afford, these expensive centers, drive them all the way to wherever the center is, the special needs center. And then they would still be, hopefully, well cared for, hopefully, God willing. You know, they wouldn't suffer, their education wouldn't suffer if I was dead. I'm tired of faking being okay. I'm tired of not being able to exercise. I'm tired of seeing the weight creep up. This is not me. I see people who are able-bodied complaining and they look perfect, they look fine, complaining about weight gain, and I'm thinking, imagine being me who truly, literally, really can't do anything about it. And if I take my tablets without having eaten, the nausea is extreme and excruciating. So I have to eat because I have to take my tablets. So I have to eat. I can't eat less, but I can't exercise. And even the 10 minutes that I'm doing, it's like I'm walking and not even a brisk, proper walk. I hate my life. I hate that I'm not able to be me anymore. And also, I couldn't finish making supper because I couldn't chop. I couldn't chop sausages that I could chop just a few months ago. My hands were too sore. It was too hard. It was too difficult. I actually couldn't chop. My fingers wouldn't work to hold a knife and chop. It's just not me. This is not me. I hate this me. This version of me stinks. So if God himself were to say, oh, I'm giving you warning, I'd be so grateful. And I'd say, no problem. I wouldn't beg him for I wouldn't beg him for extra life. And look what happened to Hezekiah. He messed up. Whereas if he had just died when God told him, he would have an unblemished record. But he didn't. So I would say, thank you, Lord, for the warning. Let me set everything in order. I'm going to do my research, find the centers, and then write down, so-and-so must go and study at this place. So-and-so must go and learn at this place. They must be driven here and there. And it's small and there are professionals. I would do that. I would definitely get my affairs in order, give my dresses and clothes to whoever. I know certain people I would give them to. But I'm not. I don't have a warning. I am having to continue living, smiling when I don't feel like smiling, and living this lonely, special needs, physically unwell life. So I will say, therefore, that I'm grateful that I have to live, because then I can continue teaching the younger children from a Christian curriculum, which none of these special needs centers do. So that is how I will end. I'm thankful that God is forcing me to stay alive, because then I can give my children the right foundation. They might not be able to reason. Their autism, their ADHD, their this and their that might overwhelm them and their reasoning abilities, but at least God will still have something to work with. They will have some kind of principle. So I'm grateful for that. And I will end with this. I am also grateful that I'm alive, because my children need me, really need me. No one else understands them as much as I do. My husband, the children had gone to fetch my husband at the airport, from the airport on Sabbath, I think so. So sometime this week, maybe it was Tuesday, this past week. And on the way back, my 9-year-old, Micaiah, he said he needs to pee, like now. My husband asked him, can't you wait until we get home? No, I can't. And it was heavy traffic on the highway. So he couldn't stop immediately. He found a place to stop. There were some bushes. He told him, okay, let's get out. I'll help you. My son gets out to pee. He's wearing jeans, adjustable waistband. Thank you, Woolworths, because my son is the right height, but he's not gaining weight at all. So his waist is the size of a 5-year-old when it comes to clothing, but he's 9. So a 9-year-old waist doesn't work for him, but he's got the height of an 8-year-oldish. So thank you, Adjustable Woolworths waistbands, that's another thing I will be thankful for. I mean, seriously, he hasn't gained weight. The doctors have noticed it too. So it's not pleasing. It's not great. And this is someone who's on Risperdal, which makes you gain weight. As another lady said, she is on Risperdal. She's got huge purple stretch marks all over her arms, her stomach, her thighs, and she's on another antidepressant like my son and my daughter. Both of them are both on antidepressant for the anxiety and on the risperidone. But only my girl is gaining weight. So anyway, so he's on that. He's on the anti-anxiety. He's had sensory processing therapy integration therapy. He's on medication to soothe him, but he gets out. And my husband was like, he just started shaking, and he was starting to zip down his jeans, and then he pulled them up, and he just ran and he jumped into the car. And my husband, he didn't think of it immediately. My husband says to him, what's up with you? You said you need the loo. I don't want you to wee in the car. Come out. He was scared. He was scared that it came out. He couldn't pull. He was shaking, shivering. And my husband then, had to do everything for him and then put him in the car. And only later did he realize it was the traffic. All the cars zooming past, and I'm sorry if I already said this in another update. It might have been last week, 2 weeks ago, so I might have shared this already. I apologize. The brain fog is real. And I still have hot flushes, not as bad as without treatment, but I still have hot flushes. I'm still menopausal. There's that too. And that causes brain fog. So I'm sorry if I've said this before. So, only as he was driving did my husband realize the traffic noise was too much. It was too extreme for him. That's why he was so scared. Whereas I would have known immediately, and I therefore would have been more understanding. And my husband never loses his temper anyway, so I'm sure he was probably like, what's wrong with you? Whereas I would have said, come Mickey, don't be scared. That's the difference. I would have said, don't be scared, don't worry, I've got you. We will keep you safe. They're not going to hurt you. Or I might have told him, okay, cover your ears, because he says it's sound, traffic sound scares him. So I would have told him, cover your ears, sing a song, and I will help you. So my children need me. My children need me. My daughter, she said, no, I can't die until after she graduates. I did say this part. So thank you, God, for keeping me alive. Thank you, God, for helping me play my role as I should have, and I hope you will strengthen me to keep playing it with the other children and help us find a place where they will be safe, where they can learn according to their needs, and find, especially Amarissa, my 10-year-old, find some kind of job at the end of the day that will suit her and her disabilities and disorders. Thank you for listening, folk. Schoolwork is just normal. It's great, it's fine. So everything is progressing. I've got nothing to say about that, and I've done nothing extra. I've just had help. I can tell him, the help, our guy who's under probation at the moment, can you please do these gross motor activities for the children, for OT? And I can come here and edit their videos. It's been great, and I think I said that in the first part that I'm about to put together with this, which I did a few days ago, so forgive me. So I'm thankful that I'm still alive. Anyway, let's see how the next chapter of my teens unfolds. What are eyes for? Question mark? That means you're asking a question. Let's turn the page. Don't look down, don't look down, don't look down on others. Jesus died, Jesus died, Jesus died for all. Jesus was a child. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. Oh, be careful, little eyes, what you see. For the Father up above is looking down in love. So be careful, little eyes, what you see. Do you like your train? I see. Choo choo. Oh. Butterfly, butterfly, two little butterflies.
God created butterflies.
Yes, God did create butterflies.
God did.
Different color butterflies.
Pink and purple.
Pink and purple, yes.
So